Let us have a closer look to this program again. You have binfile.dat. Binfile.dat contains this data in the binary format. This data I have written here just to explain you. It is in the binary format. So if you give pickle.load, initially your file pointer is at begin of file, right? In Python it will be at the first character of the first object, right? When you give pickle.load, it will read the first object. So it will read this first object and then it will move on to the start of second object. Then when you give r is equal to pickle.load, it will read 45.7, the floating value, and then it will move on to the first character of next object. Next object is a complex number. Likewise, it will read this dictionary. When you give d is equal to pickle.load f, it will read this dictionary. After this dictionary there is no data. That means it has reached end of file, right? So after displaying these values, again if you try to read something, you will get this end of file error. Okay, now in real time you will not come to know how many records are there in the data file. So you will go on reading the binary file until you reach end of file. Okay, now how to overcome this problem? First of all, the error that occur during runtime is known as exception, EOF error. First I'll tell you how to handle with these type of errors. Now if you know that while writing the code, if you anticipate that this statement could generate error, right? Suppose if I give a statement here, bin file 1.dat, and I am trying to open this file for reading purpose. Now this file should exist in the current directory, otherwise you will get again runtime error. See, syntactically there is no error, right? F open is a proper keyword, then file name you have given inside this string, that is also correct. But this error will be generated when it will try to open that particular file and it will not find that file, right? So that will be a runtime error, that is also known as exception, right? Similarly here it has reached end of file and you are trying to read data after end of file, so again you will get runtime error or exception. So such statements which you know that they may generate any exception or runtime error, they must be written in try and except block. I'll show you how to write them. Now whatever statements are vulnerable to generate any runtime error, those statements I have written in try block, right? This statement could generate a runtime error if this file doesn't uh, exist, right? So here my error, now I know that this statement was generating error because I was trying to read the data after end of file. Okay, so all those statements which could generate errors I have written in try block. Even those statements which are not uh, directly related to file handling, these print statements, even those can be written in the try block. Okay, as soon as it will generate the runtime error, end of file error, what will happen? The control from this try block, instead of generating error on the screen, the control will be transferred to the except block. Here it will display exception raised and then it will close the file properly. Otherwise in the previous scenario it was generating error, right? and the file was never closed. The file which you had opened was never closed, and after giving this error message, it has come out, it has stopped the execution of the program. Okay, so in order to handle this error properly, gracefully, you need try and except block. Right, in real time, what happens if you are creating a project and if you leave a particular file opened? In this scenario, the file was opened in the memory, right? You did not close it, so the other applications or the other parts of the program can interfere with this particular file. So it is a good practice, after processing the contents of data file, it must be closed properly, right? But you cannot you don't have any means to close the file properly because it had raised this exception. Once it will raise the exception, it will throw the control out of your program, right? And the file which was opened is still consuming some memory and resources, right? So if you execute this code now, let us see what happens. It will run it properly, and then you see here, after reading the dictionary, right, at this statement it had raised error, right, because it has reached end of file, and then exception was raised. This message I have displayed, exception raised. It has closed the file properly, and then it has come out of the program gracefully. Okay, so that is how, while reading, you should always give the statements in try and except block, right? This is one way of handling uh, these exceptions. Another way is using with option, right? With option is used to open a binary file and to handle or to process the binary file properly. How to use with option you can see here. Now the same file I have opened with using with statement. Now if you are using with, you need not give try and accept, or if you want, with can be given in try and accept also, right? But this statement will generate error here, right? Because the problem remains the same. You are trying to read the data after reaching end of file, right? So I'll remove this. But in this case, if the binary file doesn't exist here, this bin file, if it doesn't exist here, it will not occupy the resources. That is the advantage of using with statement. And you need not give file dot close also, right? It will properly close the file after processing the contents of the file, right? So in real time, when we write huge codes, you tend to skip the statement file dot close, and if the file remains open, it will unnecessarily consumes resources. So if you are using with option, the file will be closed properly as soon as the control comes out of this with block. How it can be used? With open, then same name of the file mode as fh. Now fh is the file handle. Then same statement, you are giving command to read first integer value, then real number, then complex number, list, tuple, dictionary, and you are displaying those contents. File will be closed automatically. You need not write file dot fh dot close here explicitly. Okay, so let us run this statement. See, same data it is giving, and it has closed the file gracefully and properly. Now let us see how to write multiple records into a binary file. Okay, suppose I want to write roll number, name of the student and percentage. Now these three things belongs to one student only, right? I will be saving it as a dictionary. You can save it as a list or tuple also, but I am saving it as a dictionary here in the file. Okay, so I don't know how many students data will be entered in the data file while writing this code. Okay, so what logic I have applied here? First of all, you will write import pickle because you will write the data in the binary file. Then I want to create stu file.dat. This will be the file which will be created, and it is for writing purpose, and it is a binary file. Now I have taken a variable choice y, then a blank dictionary stu. Now here within this loop, until user enters choice as y, it will go on reading the data. Then after reading these three things, it will save those three things in a dictionary, and that dictionary will be written into the binary file. Okay, so initially choice is y, while choice dot upper, because user may enter small y also afterwards. So first I am converting the choice in uppercase, and then I am checking whether it is equal to y or not. If it is equal to y, so here choice is y dot upper will be capital Y only. Y is equal to y, that is true. It will go inside this while loop. Okay, then it will read roll number in Rn, that will be converted into integer. Then it will read student's name, that will be a string which is saved in nm. Then it will read percentage, percentage will be saved in pr, right? Then these three values it will put into one dictionary, right? So stu key is rno is equal to rn, what value you have taken from the user, right? Then stu name is equal to nm, stu percent is equal to pr, right? Then after adding this data into dictionary, that dictionary will be written in the data file. So what I have written here, pickle dot dump stu and file handle. Okay, then it will ask whether you want to enter more data, right? If user enters y here, small y or capital Y, right, from here it will again move on to the test condition. It will convert that input into uppercase and check whether it is y or not. If it is capital Y, again it will read the next student's data and then it will save. If you enter any other character other than y, this loop will stop, and before that whatever data you had given, that data will be saved in the binary file. Then it will display this message, data written into binary file, file dot close. So I'll execute this code first. Execute it. It is asking me roll number. Okay, you can see roll number, suppose 101, student's name, then percentage, then enter more data. I have given small n y, sorry. So it has again that y, small y is converted into capital Y, again it has gone inside the loop. This time I will give, then percentage, then I have given capital Y, roll number 105, student name, some name, then percentage, one more record I'll enter. This roll number is 108, let us say. Student name is, percentage, let us say 68.5. No, data written into binary file. So now my binary file is created. What is the name of file? stufile.dat. Let us check whether stufile.dat has been created or not. It has been created. Now you cannot see the contents by opening this file in the notepad. If you open it, you will get weird characters. See, if I am opening it, I am getting these weird characters along with my data. So because this file is a binary file which has been created using an application, you have to read the contents back using the application only. Now my binary file has been created. In this program I will read the data which was saved earlier in the binary file. So first I have imported pickle module. Then the file name was stufile.dat. This time I will open the file for reading purpose, and it is a binary file, right? The contents which I will read are dictionaries. Okay, so I have made one dictionary here, right? Now I don't know how many records are there in the binary file, right? So what I'll do, I will go on reading the data from this binary file. So I will go on reading the data. So this I'll put in a infinite loop, right? Because I don't know how many records are there in the binary file. So here I have used a infinite loop. Infinite loop means this is a never ending loop. This true will always remain true, and this while loop will execute endlessly. Here this bfile.close is unreachable. You cannot, this code is unreachable. Right? So let us see how this code executes. Now if I know that there are 5 records, I will execute this loop 5 times. If I know that the data file contains 100 records, I will execute this file 100 times. Each time it will read one dictionary and then it will display that dictionary. Correct? But because I don't know how many records are there in the binary file, I am using this while true. Okay, let us run this code. See, if I execute this code, after displaying the contents, it is again displaying that end of file error. That means after reading the last record, when it reached end of file, again you had given command to read something from the binary file. So it has generated this runtime error, and the file is still there in the RAM, right? So bfile.close is not reachable. Okay, so how to handle this exception? It must be handled using try and catch, try and except. In Python it is try and except. So let us see this code now. Here same code is being executed, right? But because I know that this statement st is equal to pickle.load bfill generates an exception or runtime error when it reaches end of file, I have written it in try block, right? Okay, if it generates an exception, that exception will be handled in the except block. If this code doesn't generate any exception or error, whatever you have written in the except will never be executed. But here I am sure that because I am using endless loop, and it will generate end of file error, that I know, right? So I have written this code to properly handle this exception and to close the file properly before the program stops. Okay, so again I'll run this code. Now see, now the error which was coming earlier is vanished, right? This error, trace back, this EOF error, right? It has gone now. Why? Because I have used try and except block. When it generated that exception, the control is transferred to the except block. It did not print anything because nothing was there. Exception was raised and that exception is handled here. It has closed the file properly and then it has come out of the program gracefully. Okay, so that is how you can read multiple records from a binary file. While writing the data, you need not put the data in try and except block because there are less chances that any exception occurs. Even if you write the code of writing the data into a binary file in try and except block, there is no harm, right? But while reading the data from a binary file, the code must be written in the try and except block.